You meet a woman and the chemistry is just undeniable. The first few dates are electric. You're talking until 2 a.m., feeling a connection you haven't felt in years, and the texts are flying back and forth. You're on top of the world. And then, it happens. Her replies get shorter. She's suddenly busy this weekend. You feel that gut-wrenching shift from hot to cold, and the worst part? You have no idea why. That feeling of confusion, of anxiety, of rereading every text trying to figure out what you did wrong. It's a uniquely painful place to be. What if I told you that you might have accidentally caused it? That without even realizing it, you pulled a series of psychological triggers that slowly, silently, killed the very attraction she felt for you? It's a tough pill to swallow, I know. But the good news is, this isn't about blame. It's about understanding. In this video, we're going to break down the psychological triggers you may have unknowingly pulled, and we'll give you the exact framework to not only see why she's losing interest, but to rebuild that attraction starting today. This isn't about learning cheesy lines or playing games. It's about becoming a man who is naturally attractive because he gets the fundamental dynamics at play. Let's talk about a guy we'll call James. James met Sarah, and for the first 3 weeks, everything was perfect. He was on cloud 9, thinking he'd finally found something real. Then, Sarah started pulling away. His immediate gut reaction was to panic and chase. He sent that classic, "Hey, is everything okay between us?" text. He tried to book her up for the entire next week to fix things. Within 10 days, she ended it completely. Her reason? She just wasn't feeling it anymore. James did what most men do. He reacted emotionally, and in doing so, pushed her away even faster. His story is the perfect case study for the 4 psychological triggers that cause a woman's interest to drop. By dissecting his mistakes, we can uncover the blueprint for what to do. Because rebuilding attraction isn't about doing more, it's about doing the right things. Let's get into the first trigger. The problem. The first mistake James made, the first trigger he pulled, was becoming completely and utterly predictable. After their second date, he fell into a rigid pattern. A good morning beautiful text at 8 a.m. every single day. A how was your day? Text at 5 p.m. on the dot. He was always available for a call. He instantly replied to every one of her social media stories. He made it crystal clear that she was the center of his universe and that he was 100% sold on her. On the surface, it sounds romantic, right? In reality, he was slowly killing off the one thing that makes attraction so exciting: uncertainty. The psychology, early-stage attraction is a powerful experience, partly driven by the thrill of the new and unpredictable. Think about it. The excitement of a new connection is in the not knowing. Will she text back? Does she feel the same way I do? When am I going to see her again? Some research suggests this tension, this space between interactions, is where attraction can really grow. It gives her room to think about you, to wonder about you, and to invest her own thoughts. When you become too predictable, too available, you remove all that tension. You give her the entire story in the first chapter. There's no more mystery to solve, no more challenge. You go from being an exciting potential partner to a comfortable, guaranteed thing. And while comfort is vital for a long-term relationship, in the early stages, it can just feel boring. By being constantly available, you inadvertently signal that you don't have much else going on in your life. The solution: inject unpredictability. Now, the antidote here isn't to play games or be manipulative. It's simply to have a life. The solution is to be genuinely busy with your own purpose, your own goals, and your own passions. When your life is full and engaging, unpredictability is just a natural side effect, not some tactic you have to fake. Instead of texting good morning every day, maybe one morning you're crushing it at the gym and don't text until 10 a.m. Instead of being free for a call every night, maybe one night you're out with your friends or deep into a project. This isn't about ignoring her. It's about showing that your life is full and that she is an amazing addition to it, not the center of it. Mix up how you communicate. Instead of just texting, call her out of the blue. Instead of the same old dinner date, plan something she'd never expect, like an impromptu picnic or a trip to a retro arcade. The goal is to break the pattern. You want her to think, "I wonder what he's up to." Not, "I know he's just sitting by his phone waiting for me." That space allows her attraction for you to breathe and grow because she has to actively think about you and invest her own energy. The problem: James, like a lot of men, thought the key to winning a woman's heart was to be as agreeable and accommodating as humanly possible. He was the classic nice guy. He agreed with everything Sarah said, even if he secretly felt differently. On screen, Yes. If she said she liked a movie, he'd act like it was his favorite too. He'd cancel plans with friends at a moment's notice if she hinted she was free. He never had his own opinion on where to eat or what to do, always saying, "Whatever you want is fine with me." He was trying to show her how easygoing he was. What he was actually showing her was a man with no backbone. The psychology? This is a common trap. While women absolutely want a kind and respectful man, they aren't typically drawn to a man who's a pushover. Kindness is a trait of your character. Being a pushover is often a sign of low self-worth. Women are drawn to men who have a strong sense of self, men with their own opinions, values, and a clear direction. An indecisive man, someone who can't even pick a restaurant, can come across as lacking leadership. When you're overly accommodating, you can unintentionally force her into the decision-making leadership role in the dynamic, which can be a turn-off for many women. She doesn't want to make every single plan. She wants to be with a man who can lead and who has a point of view. A man who just agrees all the time can feel inauthentic, like he's just trying to be whatever he thinks she wants. This doesn't just kill respect, it kills attraction, as confidence and strength are key components of masculine appeal. The solution: embody respectful strength. The answer isn't to become a jerk. It's to find that sweet spot between being a gentleman and being a man of conviction. Let's call it respectful strength. It's being kind and considerate while also having your own boundaries and a strong sense of who you are. What does this look like? It means you listen to her and respect her opinion, but you're not afraid to respectfully disagree. If she says she loves a political candidate you don't support, you don't argue, but you can say, "That's interesting, I actually see it a bit differently. For me, this is what's important." This shows you're not a pushover, but you also aren't looking for a fight. It means taking the lead. Instead of asking, "So what do you want to do?" you say, "I want to take you to this great Italian place I know on Thursday night. Are you free?" That's decisive and attractive. It shows you can lead the interaction, and it means having boundaries. If you already have plans with your friends and she asks to hang out last minute, it's more than okay. It's attractive. To say, "I'd love to see you, but I've already got plans tonight. How about Saturday?" This shows you have a life, you honor your commitments, and you aren't going to drop everything for her. Paradoxically, a man who can say no respectfully is often more attractive than a man who only ever says yes. The problem: this is where it all truly fell apart for James. The second he felt Sarah pull back, a panic switch flipped in his brain. His confidence vanished, replaced by a deep fear of losing her. This fear came out as neediness, the ultimate attraction killer. He started double texting. He sent the dreaded "Are we okay?" message. He started looking for constant reassurance, asking if she was having fun on their date or if she still liked him. He was trying to pull her closer, but his needy behavior felt like an anchor, creating enormous pressure and pushing her away with incredible force. The psychology: a woman pulling back is the ultimate test of a man's emotional strength. Neediness is the clearest signal that you don't have that strength. It tells her that your happiness and emotional stability depend entirely on her validation. That is a huge burden to place on anyone. She no longer feels like she's with a confident, self-assured man. She feels like she's suddenly become your therapist or mother, responsible for managing your anxiety. This is deeply unattractive because confidence is one of the most powerful traits a man can have. A confident man's emotional state comes from within. He's secure in himself whether or not a woman is giving him attention. A needy man's emotional state is external. It's a direct reflection of how she's treating him. When you chase her as she pulls away, you basically confirm her decision to leave. Your frantic chase screams desperation. It silently tells her, "I need you to feel okay about myself." And no woman wants to be a man's source of self-worth. The solution: give her space and focus on your purpose. The right move when you feel her pull away is the exact opposite of what your panicked brain wants you to do. You have to give her space. This doesn't mean being cold or punishing her. It means you mirror her energy and pull back a little yourself. Let the conversation breathe. Get busy with your own life. Shift your focus from her back to you. This is the time to double down on your purpose. Hit the gym a little harder. Laser focus on that project at work. Reconnect with your friends. Read that book you've been putting off. This does two critical things. First, it calms your own anxiety. By focusing on what you can control, your actions, your fitness, your mission, you get back your sense of power and stop obsessing over her feelings, which you can't control. Second, it screams confidence. Your actions communicate, "I'd love for you to be in my life, but my happiness isn't dependent on it. I'm moving forward and I trust that if this is real, you'll come back when you're ready." This lack of neediness creates a vacuum. She'll feel your absence, and it gives her the room to actually miss you and wonder why you're not chasing her like every other guy. It flips the script and often causes her to lean back in. The problem. The final trigger James pulled was subtle, but it was a big one. His conversations with Sarah, while fun, were totally superficial. They talked about work, movies, and plans for the weekend, but they never went deeper. James never created a space where a real emotional connection could grow. He was scared of getting too serious or killing the vibe. As a result, their bond was built on shallow chemistry, not deep intimacy. When that initial spark started to fade, there was nothing real underneath to hold her interest. The psychology. Men often think attraction is all about looks or being fun and playful, and while those things matter, lasting interest is built on emotional connection. Women especially crave a man who can not only make them laugh, but also make them feel seen, understood, and emotionally safe. Failing to build this connection leaves her feeling emotionally unfulfilled. It's like eating a beautiful meal that has zero nutritional value. It's enjoyable for a minute, but it leaves you hungry. If a man only ever stays on the surface, she might subconsciously feel he isn't capable of the deep connection she wants in a real partner. The solution: practice emotional leadership. The solution is to become an emotional leader. This doesn't mean you have to be overly emotional or dramatic. It means you have the strength and courage to guide the conversation toward real connection. You create a safe space for her to be vulnerable, sometimes by being willing to be a little vulnerable first. Practically, this means getting past the small talk. Ask deep, connecting questions. Instead of, "How was your day?" Try asking, "What was the most challenging part of your week?" Or, "What's a dream you have that you're a little scared to tell people?" This shows you're interested in who she really is, not just her surface-level persona. Emotional leadership also means holding space. When she shares something personal, your job isn't to fix it. It's to listen without judgment. It's to validate her feelings by saying things like, "That sounds incredibly frustrating," or, "I can see why that would mean so much to you." This builds trust and safety like nothing else. Finally, it means creating shared, memorable moments that are emotionally meaningful. A hike with an amazing view followed by a real conversation is far more bonding than another night at a loud bar. You're leading her not just on a date, but on an emotional journey. The climax, the turning point. Now let's imagine an alternate reality for James. He feels Sarah pull away, but instead of panicking, he takes a breath and remembers these principles. He doesn't send the "Is everything okay?" text. He gives her space. That week, he focuses on crushing a presentation for work and hits a new personal record in the gym. When Sarah sends a casual text a few days later, he has a warm, brief chat before saying he has to run to meet a friend, ending the conversation first. He's injected unpredictability. He's shown he has a life. For their next date, instead of asking her what she wants to do, he leads. He tells her, "Be ready at 7 on Friday, wear something comfortable, I've got a surprise for you." He takes her to a drive-in movie, something she hasn't done since she was a kid. He's created a novel, memorable experience. During the movie, he turns to her and asks, "What's something you're proud of that you don't get to talk about very often?" He's practicing emotional leadership. In this version, Sarah doesn't pull away. She leans in. She feels his confidence. She's intrigued by his depth, and she's excited by his leadership. She starts texting him more, initiating plans. He didn't chase her to get her back. He became a more centered, confident, and attractive man, and she naturally gravitated back to him. This journey of understanding is a powerful one, and every guy has been there. So I have a question for you. Which one of these 4 psychological triggers, the death of uncertainty, the nice guy paradox, the reaction of neediness, or the failure of emotional leadership, have you experienced the most in your own dating life? Drop your story in the comments below. I read every one, and your experience might just help someone else going through the exact same thing. Conclusion. So, what's the real psychology behind why she loses interest? It isn't about your looks, your bank account, or some perfect opening line. It's a failure to consistently show the core traits that create and sustain attraction: confidence, purpose, leadership, and emotional strength. Losing the mystery makes you boring. Being a pushover makes you seem weak. Reacting with neediness makes you a burden. And failing to connect emotionally makes you forgettable. What we've talked about today isn't about manipulation. It's about self-development. It's about building a life you're so proud of and engaged in that your attractiveness becomes a natural side effect. It's about having the self-respect to set boundaries, the confidence to give her space, and the emotional intelligence to build a connection that actually matters. When you focus on becoming that man, you stop worrying about losing her interest, because you become the kind of man that women are deeply, psychologically drawn to. You become the man you were always meant to be,